Fire Emblem, words embedded in shit I haven't said yet. And in case you missed it, there's one over the cuckoo's nest, I bet. And my bet's usually correct, I could win a stack of chips. So push across the felt so the felt could feel me again. The foes be falling, some mofo, my flow that stuff like plush into what you caught with claw. Boom. Fuck y'all. That's right, son. Kokomo Jones with a coke that I slugged through a stroll. Yes, you could go home, cry to your mom. My flows was the best, and the flows for and the force, and many to swole. Grab a nut and then trade for one of my song type stuff because they're solid, dog. They like King Solomon, what he built, what took so long. This is what is gonna turn the kit you broken off. Then you could go and ask the DJ to play it once more. This a Miranda Lambert that I love. And in case you lit a lamp and put it in your window till I got back, because it's a Tin Man from Oz attempted some stuff. Because I asked a temptress to just lift that dress for a sec so I could do a job. Once it's dark, then I would say madame, and then I'll be gone. I'll be where the fork in the road would have been if yo haven't broke the fucking knife that was shoved to be sewing it up like it was a piece of wood. You can call the stop when you're done. I can call this a stop that I make a puff of dust if I want, because you can go and carve a bunch of stuff into a call on the corner and amaze you were lost. With my flows will be gone. Like waterfalls, a faucet turn it on, because it didn't also faucet. It wanted to dark because it wanted to leave litter in the water so we could meet Smokey the Bear. Because I hear a lot of stuff. I hear when the nestling of what the nest was abrupt, because that's a Nestle chocolate cost and the rock that I rip on the top. That would have been some red with a cop, because that would have been a stitch in a job. From a steady hand like a surgeon went to the dark place very long, because the candle was gone like he studied way too hard. This is a speakable, sending the alarm, because when there's fire there's smoke. Those are the signals I shot, because then the simpleton would have got a signet and put his signature in. Whereas where the X would have been. So y'all tread zone, you will reach my zone type stuff. It was the zone one. It was a symbol that y'all could have got for stepping. You thought he was dumb. So I play with the log and roll it down steps like it's a slinky. I know it's not. You can put me in cuffs if you were a cop, or you could have given me some dust like those were the Pope, but they not because they belong to a chicken. Now I'm sick with the cough. I'm sick in the bed with the covers pulled up. Can't you see all of the sweat beat off of my skin? Then I would have been the rain on the side of the shit, and they sound like little steps from a kitty kid type shit. For me to attempt, but attempt was a miss, because that was a tent when it reached the right tent, and that was a tent that I would have pitched, because I pitched a perfect any type shit, and I look like a racist. Think about it, dog. Don't make me delve into that some more. I would just hit you with a book that was lost, like I was a judge and you did something wrong. Maybe I read your thought, and that's what the wrong was, dog. You belong in a cellar somewhere dark. Maybe your condo was already gone, like you already burned, and both side type stuff like Princess Diana. I almost say Queen in the front. She should have been. That sucked type stuff. Then the suction cut from the octopus was more a sucker boss to pull your soul from out of that thing you haul around that you don't need at all. You wasted it, dog, so give it back to where it belongs. And then you could be the cobbler now with a bunch of these flows that rock your boat, and why not type stuff with the O's that you would have shot along with the O's would be so when you died, but when it was done, when the little dog met the little bullshit with the little rope tied with the rope, no. for the dog, 4 for the rope. Rainbow Simone, this classical bro, it was a calico cat that would purr. This was a purr that I found inside of a show. You can look for a sec, but I want back for my pole. Cause I'm mighty selfish this way, I'm shellfish I would say, and that was a pun or a joke. Or maybe it was both, a double entendre in both. And that was a fucking undertow of the boat that would pull you till your whole chest was full of that wet type stuff. And then that would be correct type stuff, because in any current I would lift yo, so you could take breath once more, because that would be like the final din for your lung. That would be the din of the lion shit, and I wouldn't be lying type shit if I was. You could mark me like I was a root beer inside of the car. What do you call those? They're round and they're like barrels. Barrels. Barrels of monkeys, dog. A whole lot of you all. A whole lot of y'all need a lot of this far, or a lot of this tender so we could spark. Then you could have been the moss stuffed with straw, and you could have been the straw man then, dog. I'm gonna strong arm y'all. Gonna get your esophagus and rip your heart, because that was the thing I wanted the most. Just behind when the skin would stop. Tight stuff. Type this form for me, would you please, Secretariat? With your hoofs you would punch. I hope that the letters were large. The biggest fault and the punctuation wouldn't be up, not even by a hair type stuff. Which hair was another name for horse, like a rabbit and how it goes. Then I could go connect all the adults and know that my words were superior to yours. I adhere to none. I'm a adhesive dog, I stuck to the tree because I'm out of nuts. And the screws I couldn't pull from this bag that I brought, because y'all would have been beat over the head if I walked with some more of this flow that resembled glow of the gold, because then I would go, and I would run for more of this. It was fenced inside your chest, because in the red would trap it. Have I listened yet? And then a long pause, like 3 dots, like you're holding the button, dog, too long. You need to be held under something a while. Can't quite put my finger on, because you wasn't that small. You wasn't Thumbelina, bro. Maybe you was, and I didn't know. Maybe you was a crystal that formed inside of a cave that was large, and you wish the cave was more small, cause then you would really stand out type stuff. And then you would wear them tights like a gal. Why not put some ponytail? Why not go ride a horse and tell the horse exhausted bro and huff and puff like it's a wolf? But everybody knows if they had a crystal ball, it'd probably get broke. Just another thing to kick the dog about and cuss it love. To the kids that did do the dog type shit, and another bad memory for the hits for when they get big type shit. And then you could rob a bank and probably get caught on purpose, y'all, even though that's a subconscious kicking in. That's some more me heat, and then I got room to flow that me speak, because that'd be the bowl that was red that I kicked really full. And then yo fools need to know I was the king of this, so knock it out. I cut it out like some Full House, and then we're on a Full House, and the ladies do the rowing, bitch. The ladies do the rowing. If I had 3 of them, or 2 of them. Not quite sure how that goes. Anyways, what do you think, Kitty? Where are you? What do you think, buddy? That was bad, yo. What do you think, other bunny? You don't talk. You're like Teller. Teller bunny. What do you think, Teller bunny? Nothing. Nothing.